6 emotional traps estranged parents fall into. Parental estrangement is not only painful, it's mentally and emotionally destabilizing. Many parents focus on the rupture itself, but what often causes prolonged suffering are the internal emotional patterns that develop afterward. These patterns are common. They're human, but they can quietly keep you stuck. Today, we're taking a deeper look at 6 emotional traps estranged parents frequently fall into. When contact breaks down with your child, your brain naturally tries to make sense of it. You analyze, replay events, search for explanations, and attempt to reduce uncertainty. This response is normal, but over time, certain coping patterns stop helping and start prolonging distress. Awareness of these traps is not about self-criticism. It's about reducing unnecessary emotional suffering. Number 1, the rumination trap. Rumination often feels like productive thinking. It feels like analysis, reflection, or problem solving. In reality, it is repetitive mental looping without resolution. Parents replay conversations, disagreements, perceived mistakes, and turning points. They search for the exact moment everything changed, believing clarity will bring relief. But estrangement is rarely caused by one interaction. It usually develops through layered dynamics, long-term tensions, misunderstandings, emotional injuries, outside influences, evolving identities, and shifting perceptions. Rumination creates exhaustion, not answers. It also keeps the nervous system activated. The brain reacts to replayed memories as if the conflict is still happening, which sustains anxiety, sleep disruption, and emotional instability. Reflection asks questions. Rumination circles the same questions endlessly. Number 2, the self-blame trap. Self-blame can appear responsible on the surface. It can feel like accountability or honesty. But excessive self-blame creates a distorted sense of causality. It assumes that if you had been different, more patient, less reactive, more understanding, stricter, softer, the estrangement would not exist. This belief ignores the autonomy of the other person. It ignores the complexity of family systems. It ignores the reality that relationships are co-created. Healthy reflection involves recognizing specific behaviors you might change in the future. The self-blame trap involves global conclusions. I ruined everything. I failed as a parent. This proves I was not good enough. These conclusions damage self-worth and often deepen depression, shame, and hopelessness. They also create an illusion of control. If everything is your fault, then theoretically, everything was preventable. That belief feels logical, but it is rarely accurate. Number 3, the if I just trap. This trap is built on conditional thinking. If I just send the right message, if I just apologize one more time, if I just wait longer, if I just stay completely available. While repair attempts can be appropriate, this mindset assumes reconciliation is entirely dependent on your actions. It places unrealistic responsibility on one side of a two-sided relationship. Estrangement cannot be resolved unilaterally. When repeated efforts produce no movement, parents often escalate emotional investment rather than reassess expectations. This leads to cycles of anticipation and disappointment. It also delays acceptance of an extremely difficult truth. Effort alone does not guarantee reconnection. Hope is healthy. Conditional fixation is exhausting. Number 4, the comparison trap. Estranged parents frequently compare themselves to other families. They see adult children interacting with parents. They hear stories of close relationships. They observe holidays, milestones, and everyday moments they no longer experience. Comparison intensifies shame. It creates the impression that everyone else has stable family bonds while you alone are excluded. But comparison relies on incomplete information. Most families do not reveal their private struggles. Most relationships contain complexities that are invisible externally. Comparison distorts perspective by measuring your internal pain against curated or partial images of others' lives. It also reinforces isolation. What's wrong with me? Why does everyone else have this except me? Estrangement is more common than it appears. Number 5, the hope-despair cycle. Hope is natural in estrangement, but unstable hope can become emotionally destabilizing. Parents may swing between optimism and devastation. This might be the turning point. This message could change everything. This silence must mean something. Each perceived sign of improvement raises expectations. Each disappointment intensifies emotional collapse. This cycle creates nervous system fatigue. Repeated emotional highs and lows increase anxiety, prolong grief, and prevent stabilization. Balanced hope allows for possibility without emotional dependency. The trap emerges when hope becomes tied to survival. I can't be okay unless this changes. Number 6, the identity trap. Estrangement has a powerful effect on self-perception. Parents may begin defining themselves primarily through the rupture: rejected, abandoned, failed, unwanted, broken. Over time, estrangement can shift from being an experience you are living to becoming the lens through which you see yourself. This trap narrows identity. It reduces a complex, multidimensional person into a single painful role. You are still a parent, but you are also an individual with relationships, abilities, history, values, and a life that exists beyond this rupture. When estrangement becomes your entire identity, it can intensify depression, hopelessness, and emotional paralysis. These traps are not signs of weakness. They are predictable psychological responses to loss, unresolved attachment, uncertainty, and emotional pain. The goal is not to eliminate grief. The goal is to prevent grief from being amplified by patterns that prolong distress. Awareness creates options: healthier mental boundaries, reduced rumination, more balanced hope, greater emotional stability, gradual rebuilding of identity. Estrangement already carries enough pain. Recognizing these traps is not about moving on, it's about reducing unnecessary suffering and protecting your psychological well-being. If this video resonated with you, you're welcome to like and subscribe to Depth of the Quiet. You can watch quietly without pressure to engage. And if you feel safe sharing your experience, the comments are open. Estrangement already carries enough pain. You don't need internal patterns that magnify it. Recognizing these traps is not about getting over it. It's about reducing unnecessary suffering. If this video resonated with you, you're welcome to like and subscribe to Depth of the Quiet. You can watch quietly without any pressure to engage. And if you feel safe sharing your experience, the comments are open. If you'd like to explore these themes more deeply, you may find support in the books The Quiet Between Us and Depth of the Quiet by Latina Sidorov, available in paperback and Kindle on Amazon. For spouses supporting an estranged parent, Standing Beside the Broken by Stas Sidorov offers a compassionate perspective from the partner's side of the journey.